What's up, slashes and slashettes? My name's Nightfall, and welcome to a anime tier list. So this is going to be ranking the anime of this year, not the previous year, nothing like that, not every anime, just the anime that has come out this year that I have seen. And I wanted to do this now because this is going to be a part 1, as the title says, and then I will do part 2 probably either January or maybe even December of this year, but probably January of next year once the new anime season starts. And this is just to get the half of the anime that I've watched now, and then I'll watch the other half, obviously, by the time part 2 comes around. And by then, this will also allow all the unfinished anime that is on this list to finish, and then I can make any changes that need to be done. So to start off with, we're actually starting off rather strong, with the first one being Handyman Saito in Another World. Now, Handyman Saito in Another World, I did a analysis of, and I said it was almost like a more serious version of Konosuba. It wasn't too serious. It had a lot of comedy, lots of great things, but it did have a lot of serious moments that weren't overshadowed by the comedy and things like that. And it was really well paced. Honestly, it was probably one of, if not the greatest isekai that was put out this year. So for that reason, I think I'll actually put it in A tier, and this is going to be upper A tier. So I'll try to keep it like, if something is middle A tier, I'll kind of like put it here, just to keep it a little bit more organized for my safety, my mental well-being. Now, as you've know, hopefully I didn't mess anything up. Fuck, I did. God damn it. Oh my goodness, I can't even do a tier list right. You know what? It's fine. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's going to really bug me. It's really going to bug me. Oh, fuck. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's okay. It's okay. As you guys have noticed, nothing goes below C, and that's because out of all of these, I don't really think any of them are below a C tier. It's really, really hard for an anime to go below C for me. Honestly, like, it's so rare, I can't even really think of one that goes below C for me. And talking about C tier, next up is Tomo-chan is a Girl. Now, as you guys know, Isekai is my favorite genre of anime, but the genre that follows that, so my second favorite, is actually rom-coms and slice of life. I kind of group them together because they're always grouped together. But those are my second favorite anime, so I watch a lot of rom-coms. Actually, to be honest, I probably watch more rom-coms than I have isekai, but I just enjoy isekai more. And honestly, Tomo-chan, I really didn't get why it was so popular. It wasn't that great. Like, it wasn't, like, boring or anything. It was a good... It was alright. It was alright. I'll put it in C tier. Rent a Girlfriend. Now, for anime like Rent a Girlfriend, I will be also ranking it based off of the other seasons. So, like, Reincarnated as a Slime is later on down the list. Nagatoro is later on down the list. So I will be ranking them. I will actually be ranking, like, where I would rank that anime, period. So it's not just this year, but the entire anime as a whole. And for Rent a Girlfriend, if you guys watched my Kazuya analysis, you guys know I don't really like the first season. The first season was probably the worst first season I've seen in any anime. Kazuya just failed as a protagonist entirely, but season 2 was really good. It was amazing. It had a lot of character development for Kazuya, and I mean, he's still a little bit much at times, but he did get some character development in season 2, and season 3 seems like it's going to continue that character development, and it's not going to go back on it. He seems to still try and control himself. He seems to really, really be trying to help people now, and for that reason, even though season 1 was so horrible, because if this was just season 1, it'd be like, it would honestly probably be D tier or F tier. But season 2 brought it up a lot. I don't think it's quite, you know what? I'll put it in upper B tier, but when I do part 2, it may very well go to like lower A or mid A tier. It's like bordering A tier. I would have to say. Last Room for Heroes is a really new one. The first episode was actually pretty great. It reminded me a lot of like Misfit Demon King Academy. Not like Blade is nowhere close to being honest. Don't get me wrong. But like that genre of anime, I guess, where like the strongest person is just trying to live a normal life, that kind of thingy. But episode 2, the pacing was really fast. It really just felt weird. And then episode 3 was just, what the fuck? It was really, really bonkers. I haven't watched episode 4 yet, if it's out. Or maybe I have watched episode 4, and maybe I'm thinking of episode 5. I'm not sure. I don't know what episode I'm on. But the most recent episode, whatever it is by the time this is uploading, I have not watched. So maybe that one's good, but again, I'll update it in part 2. But for right now, honestly, the first episode was really good, and I was actually, because I had this tier list, I was planning it out for a while, and I actually had Classroom of Heroes in A tier, like low A tier, but honestly, it's just not living up to the potential that I thought it had. I'll put it at B tier. I'll put it right there. That's a good thing. Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. The first season was really good. Yuji, he's a replaceable protagonist, honestly. There's nothing, I don't know. Like, Yuji's a weird protagonist, I think after the emo kid, I can't remember his name, but after the emo kid and like meeting Mahito, I think Yuji got a little bit more depth because, obviously he would have, given that situation. So I think he was kind of a better protagonist, but not by much. He's not really that good of a protagonist, in my opinion. But season 2, I mean, you get to see Gojo, you get to see Gato. It takes place in the past. You have Jujutsu Kaisen 0, which was a really good movie. I liked it. It was really interesting. I'm going to put it at high A. Actually, I'm going to move this down. I'm going to put it at the top of A right now, and then Handyman Saito below it. I don't think Handyman Saito was quite past Jujutsu Kaisen, but again, my thoughts and opinions could change, because Handyman Saito is one of my favorite isekai. The Slime movie, it was a really good movie. A lot of people called it mid. I didn't think it was mid. It was an entirely new story that didn't even exist with the light novels or web novels. And for being that, and making it fit with the anime seamlessly, like, had I not known that, had you not known that it was a completely new story, you wouldn't have been able to tell that it never existed. Like, it felt like it was just part of the anime. Season 2, really good. Season 1, really good. Reincarnated as a Slime is our first S tier. Probably our only, maybe? I'm not sure. I don't know what all I put on this list. Bofuri, I mean, it's Bofuri. There's no, like, death. There's nothing really dark in it. It's a nice, wholesome anime, which isn't really my type of anime. I like darker, more mature anime often. But if you are looking for a wholesome anime, Bofuri is definitely, like, I definitely recommend it. It is really good. trying to think, because I'm looking what I have in B tier. I don't really know. Tell you what, I'll put it at low A tier for right now. That's, that'll probably change. That'll most likely change, honestly. Aristocrats Adventure in Another World, or Otherworldly Adventure, whatever it's called. It was rough. A lot of the isekai that was put out, so like these next couple ones, Aristocrats Otherworldly Adventure, Konosuba, Kamikatsu, like the isekai that came with them, they weren't bad, but honestly, a lot of them really wasn't that good. Was that proper grammar? I don't think it was. But a lot of them weren't really that good. And Aristocrats Otherworldly Adventure, honestly, it just felt like, what is it? Otherworld Pharmacy with Pharma? It felt like it was trying to be Pharma, but worse. And I think I'll put that... it is better than Classroom of Heroes. I'll say that. So I'll put that right there for right now. And I'll move Classroom of Heroes back up. Konosuba, it's Konosuba. It's hilarious. I love Konosuba. In my opinion, it's one of the funniest animes in existence. Its humor is so funny, and it's just so good. Like, they turn fucking cabbages into an actual plot point. Like, flying hostile cabbages. The guy from Avatar lost all his cabbages, and now they're starting to fight back. And it's really good. A tier. High A tier. I don't think it's better than Hangman Saito. Also, this is the spin-off, so that's also why. Because if it was the actual Konosuba, then I would probably put it above Hangman Saito, just because there's 2 seasons in a movie. But where this is the spin-off, I think is a little bit worse than the actual Konosuba, and I don't think it's better than Hangman Saito. But Konosuba itself is amazing. Kamikatsu, it was a ride. It was a ride. It was definitely weird, but it was so good. The CGI was horrible, but it worked. Like it felt like it was on purpose. They put like an art filter over an actual guy farming and put that as a scene in the anime, and it worked. It actually it didn't feel out of place at all. The anime is so weird, and I love it. And I think the reason why it's so weird is because it kind of delves into like eldritch horror almost, with Matima and everything, or Mitama, however her name's spelled. I can't remember. I think it's Mitama. It's kind of like almost eldritch horror, almost, or cosmic horror. Almost. Probably not like entirely eldritch horror, obviously, but it definitely has similar aspects that make me think of it. And I think that's also why, like, the weird-ass comedic scenes and everything just work. But it's, honestly, if you take out the comedy, it is a fucking dark anime. And honestly, in my opinion, the, compared to the rest of the isekai that came out with it, voice crack, that came out with it, besides the Konosuba, besides the Konosuba spinoff, I think out of all of those, Kamikatsu is the best, besides the Konosuba spinoff, and that's just because it's Konosuba, and Megumin's my favorite Konosuba character. But Kamikatsu, I think, is the best isekai that came out with that group of isekai, because a lot of them really weren't that good. My Hero. Oh boy. You guys know my thoughts on Deku if you watched my Kirishima would be a better protagonist than Deku video. Uh, I don't really like Deku that much. He's not. I will say this: he probably is a better protagonist than Yuji, honestly, because at least he has a somewhat of a better end goal. Because Yuji's goal is just he wants everybody's death to matter, which is kind of eh. But of course, he has a number one hero, so it's kind of like, Naruto's "I want to be Hokage," Luffy's "I want to be the Pirate King," that type of thing. The side characters are really good. Shigaraki is one of my favorite villains in anime as a whole, but it's just, I don't know. Uh, I think I'll put it at upper B tier, maybe. That's subject to change. I will let you guys know too, before I get any hatred for it. You guys know that I think My Hero is a mid shonen. I've already stated that. I hate Deku. I don't hate Deku. I just think that they could have written him better, considering that we have Kirishima, which is basically the same character, just written better. And there's a lot of choices I think they should have made differently that I won't go into now because it'll take its entire video. But I'm not a big fan of shonen. I'll just go ahead and say it. Naruto is alright. It was one of the first anime I watched was Naruto. I've never seen Bleach, so I won't say anything about it. One Piece I've never been able to get into. I just can't get into One Piece. I know people are like, wait till this arc, or, watch, up till this point or something like that, and then it starts getting good, and then you go and see the arc or whatever, and it's like 200 episodes in, and I'm like, I'm not sitting through 200 episodes worth of bullshit. Like, I'm not going to do that. So I don't really like One Piece for that reason. Fairy Tail I like. I haven't watched it in a while though. Jujutsu Kaisen I definitely like. Radiant is a really good shonen if you guys haven't watched it, which I don't think a lot of people have because I never hear anybody talk about it. um, I haven't watched Demon Slayer yet. I'm planning on doing it, but I just don't. I have watched Chainsaw Man. I fucking love Chainsaw Man. It's awesome. Um, but I just don't go out of my way to watch shonen because I just don't really like the genre. And so that's also probably influencing my ranking of My Hero is the fact that it's a shonen, so I don't really like it. Because honestly, if I did like shonen, Jujutsu Kaisen would probably be S tier. Moving on, Miss Nagatoro. Don't toy with me, Miss Nagatoro. It is a really good rom-com. First episode, she goes really hard into it. Like, it's a lot. But, it's an A tier. It's really good. It is a really good rom-com, and I like it. I really do. I really like it. It's pretty cool. There's not really much to say about it. Like, I like Nagatoro, and I like their relationship, how it kind of develops, and how she bullies him, and he hates it at first, but then he's like, you know what? She only treats me this way. I feel special because of it. And honestly, that's kind of it's a unique twist on the rom-com thing. Because usually that's like a rom-com trope for like a side character, but this is a main love interest, and it's really weird for the main love interest to, act like that. And the second season, you really get to see their relationship develop a lot, and it's really good. Now, Dead Mount Death Play. It started off really slow for me. It has a lot of comedic moments. And when I say slow, I mean I don't mean it started off horrible. It was still pretty good, obviously, because I kept watching it. So it was pretty good, but it really picked up there towards the end, and I believe it said it's coming back this October. And so that might make it go higher, but for right now, I'm going to put it above Bofuri. I won't put it any higher right now, just because I want to finish ranking all the others, and then I'll probably move it up to mid A tier. Um, Next up, Reborn as a Vending Machine. That surprised me. I thought it was going to be, because I saw the manga like years ago, and I was like, oh, that's just going to be a knockoff slime, reincarnated as a slime, so it's probably not going to be that good, honestly. Then the anime came out, and I was like, you know what? If it got an anime, it's got to be somewhat popular, so I'll give it a watch. And it surprised me. It's honestly really good. I was not expecting it. And actually, I am going to move Nagatoro down a bit, and then Kamikatsu down. I don't think it's quite a... yeah, because this is the spin-off. Even though I really love Megumin, I'm going to put it in between the Konosuba spin-off and Handyman Saito. It's really good, and it can only get better, honestly. Hopefully, anyways. It'll just keep getting better. Kaguya-sama Love is War. The anime that made a rom-com a psychological battle. Sorry if you heard that. I was adjusting my headset, so if my sound got messed up just now, I'm really sorry about that. Kaguya-sama is really good. I love it. This is, of course, I believe it was actually a movie, but for some reason when it was like added to Crunchyroll, they split it up into 4 episodes. But I'm pretty sure it's its movie. It was pretty alright. It was weird, those 4 episodes, so the movie, it was pretty weird, honestly. I don't know. It felt really rushed, really fast paced. But I still think, honestly, I don't think it's above Nagatoro for me. Just because the movie, it probably was, but the movie kind of felt really weird. So I'll put it below Nagatoro for right now. Summon to Another World for a second time. It had a lot of potential that it just didn't live up to for me. I thought it would be pretty good, but it was pretty weird. The pacing is what really messed up the anime that came out with it, like the Isekai that came out with it, was its pacing. The pacings of them, it felt really weird and off. I think I'll put it at low A tier for right now. For right now, I think low A tier is a good spot for it. It's bordering B. It's really bordering B. Reborn to Master the Blade. It was okay. I liked it. I don't think it was better than Dead Mount Deathplay. So I'll just go ahead and move Dead Mount Deathplay up to middle A tier. I think it was a little bit worse than Dead Mount Deathplay, but I think I'm actually going to put it at low A tier. Just actually no, because I just saw what's next. So I'll put it right there. That's fine. Where is it? Okay, there it is. Let me talk about Reborn to Master the Blade before I move on. Jesus. I've been trying to give like a little bit more input for the animes. It felt kind of like the female version of Misfit of Demon King Academy, like the female version of Anos. That's what it felt like. English is pretty cool. I do like the whole, like, she's selfish now type of thing when she was, like, the most selfless person in her previous life. That's kind of unique. It's pretty good. It's a good watch. I just think that it could have been better. And that's all I really have to say about it. Next up is Ningen Fushin. Kind of another one that had a lot of potential that I just don't feel like it really lived up to. It was kind of weird, but kind of good. And the whole like them bonding over their betrayal, the betrayals that they've faced, is pretty cool. A lot of people can relate to one or more of their situations that caused them to form this party and caused them to bond over that betrayal and everything. A lot of people can really relate to one or more of their stories. Is it Kizune? Is that the sword's name? I can't remember. Um, him representing their friendship, like literally being a representation of their friendship with the unification, things like that, it's really good. It's really well written, but I think low A tier is good for it right now. The legendary hero is dead. Honestly, I didn't think I would like this. I really did not think I would like this. But it's hilarious, and as it gets closer to the ending, it gets really good. um, I still think, though, probably high B tier. Come on, there you go. I think right there's a good spot for it. Um, it's definitely funny, and I like the character development towards the end. Or not really character development, I guess. Just more so like learning about the characters more. Um, definitely, definitely good there at the end. And I think that high B tier is where it's at. And I'm sorry I'm saying I'm actually recording this the same day that's going to be uploaded. So it's kind of I'm kind of rushing to get it done, but also yesterday was my first day at my job, which is also why I'm trying to rush and get this recorded. And I'm probably kind of out of it just for that reason, so I do apologize. Oh boy, I just saw what is next. Reign of the Seven Spellblades. The first episode was phenomenal, and the episodes after just kept that up. It is so good. And I will probably change this when I do the part 2 to this, just once the season ends. I really hope that I do, because this show is so good and it has the potential to be S tier. But for right now, I think I'm going to put it the highest A tier. Like it's bordering S tier. Like it just needs that one little push, and then it will be S tier. It is. If you guys have not watched it, watch it. It is so. It is so good. It is amazing. Like I was watching because it just popped up and I was like, I'll give it a try, and it's amazing. It is so good. My Home Hero. Usually, I kind of like mysteries and thrillers and things like that, and like things with a lot of tension and suspense. And this show has a lot of tension. I'm not going to take that away from it. But I don't know. There was just something about it. I don't know. I don't know what it was about it. Because, like, I really can't think of anything that I hate about it and anything that I think it could do better. But I really think that it's a high B tier. Honestly. Right there is where I'm going to place it. I don't know what it is. I honestly don't. But it just wasn't my cup of tea, I guess. I don't know why. Campfire Cooking in Another World. It was a bit weird. I actually know where I'm going to place this one too. Scooch. Jesus, this is taking forever. Scooch. Okay. And boom. Bada bing, bada boom. And then the last one I have is the reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world. And that, I'm running out of room. Hold on, let me, okay. And I'll put this, oh boy, this is going to take forever to move as well. Okay. I'll put it right there. So let me just real fast, okay. So I got that moved, and I actually forgot to place one on here. It was Mashal. I forgot that I watched that here recently, actually, and honestly, it is hilarious. I love it. Where am I going to place it, though, is the question. Okay, it's definitely better than this, so it's at least going to be an A tier. Um, Definitely better than these three. It's going to be two. Definitely better than those three. So let me go ahead and move that down. I'll only need to move it down one. Yeah, that'll be fine. I don't think it was better than Kamikatsu. Maybe. Again, this will probably change, but I'll just put it there for right now. I don't think it was better than Kamikatsu. Actually, yeah. Yeah, I think it was better than Kamikatsu. So I'll put it above Kamikatsu. I don't think that it was better than the Exorcist one, but I do think that it was better than the Konosuba spinoff. So let me go ahead and just kind of fix this a bit. Let me look over, see if there's any changes I need to do. Tomo-chan is in C tier. Okay. Classroom of Heroes is alright. Honestly, with the way that the last couple of episodes went that I watched, it's probably going to end up in C tier in part 2. The others, I think, honestly, I think I rank them where I would. I don't think there's any changes that need to be done right now. But once a lot of the unfinished ones finish, there probably will be a couple of changes. My predictions are that Rent-A-Girlfriend Season 3, Rent-A-Girlfriend as a whole, would probably move up to low A tier, maybe even mid A tier. Dead Mount Deathplay will probably go up. Reign of Spellblades, I'm hoping, stays amazing and gets that final push into S tier. Reborn as a vending machine, I think that'll go up. Jujutsu Kaisen, I think, is going to go up, probably. Probably not S tier. Neither of them would end up in S tier, but probably just higher A tier. I think that's all the unfinished ones. Oh, Classroom of Heroes. Did I already mention that? I think that's honestly going to go down. Yeah, I mentioned that. So those are my predictions for the changes that I'll make. It really depends on what anime comes out later this year, and that'll probably also alter my decisions, because honestly, the reasons why these ones ended up at B tier, like lower B tier than what they probably should be, is because My Hero is a B tier anime for me. And honestly, if I was ranking every anime, My Hero would probably be in C tier. But just compared to this list that I have right now, I think that this is where it's at. And I think that My Hero, when compared to the rest of these, would be a high B tier anime that came out this year. Obviously, I know the anime didn't come out this year, but Season 6 did, is what I meant by that. Actually, I think Season 6 came out last year. It continued into this year, though. Oh well, it still counts. I'll still count it. It's okay. It's too late now. I already ranked it. But this is the tier list that I have. If you have any changes, let me know. And I'll also work on watching the remaining anime that came out this year, as well as any anime that will come out. And yeah, I'll do that, and that way I have probably better decisions in part 2. But let me know what you guys would change, your own rankings, things like that. And with that out of the way, I think that's all I have to do. So yeah, with that out of the way, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I'll hopefully see you all soon. Goodbye.